Hello once again, this is Graphical Game Junior and I'm doing my second review. I am doing the review of I Am Alive, a short little downloadable title for the PS3. I Am Alive is a very different sort of game, a survivor game, not a survival horror game, but a survival game. It was announced 6 years ago by Ubisoft, and developer Ubisoft Shanghai and Dartworks has finally released it in 2012, the March. This is a short little downloadable game to 5 or 4 hours, which isn't too long. The story. The story itself is very basic. Your nameless character goes back to a city after a year of events have occurred. The main event is some sort of earthquake, which the game calls as an event. The nameless character that you portray as goes to find his family, which obviously is very hard to find. The world itself is shaken up, and it's very Silent Hill-like, with graphics of very dark. You do have with a map, however, it's not very useful due to the fact is that a lot of the place is very different and it keeps changing. I didn't really mind that. The graphics are dark and grim, and I hope you like grey, because there's a lot of this. If there's one thing I really didn't like, it's some of those murky areas where you couldn't see anything. I thought that was just a little way of the devil saying, oh good, I couldn't be bothered to do anything. However, some of the other sections up high in the buildings are very nicely looked. The survival part of the game is very basic. You have to survive on a place, and anybody who has a machete or a gun is probably going to want to fucking kill you. And that's pretty not very nice. I found a gun in the game and 2 bullets. I used my 2 bullets straight up, straight away. Not the best idea. I did like the mechanics how you threaten someone to shoot them, and you have to pretend that you are going to shoot them, even though you have no gun or bullets. I love that mechanic. Some of the other mechanics are the stamina mechanic. Like, you can't hold on a ledge for quite long, or you will eventually fall. And remember, this guy's just an old family man. He's not a Nathan Drake or some parkour free man. He's just a normal man, so he does struggle around the place. The graphics are good, the concept's nice, however, just the way it was portrayed is pretty poor. If there's one thing that I have to rant about, it is the fucking save times. The save times are very, very unforgiving, and I found myself saving at one point 20 minutes later. I used up all my retries, which you get by helping people, and then I have to redo that 20 minutes, which I rage quit a lot of times. Now, if there's one other thing, there are quite a few of fetch quests, which you must give up some of your bottled water or anything like that. But at the same time, you have to think, should I keep this water for myself, or should I give it to someone else just to give myself another try? I ended up just ignoring everybody and saying, we're all fending for our own, I'm going to get killed soon. In all, this is a great game in the way it's trying to propose itself. It's beautifully portrayed, however, it needs a lot more work. It's definitely a big step forward into the genre. I'm not sure if you would really want this game, however, if you want a new experience, you'd probably be better off trying some of the other ones, since this price is quite pricey. And that's all for now. In all, I would give this game a 6 out of 10. If you really don't like running gun games, you might want to give this a try. If you love the old Battlefield or Mirror's Edge, you probably would avoid this game. And that's all for now. Please rate, comment, and subscribe for more. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.